Oh wait, here he is. Here he is. La la da da da. La da da. Because I get dubs. Because I get dubs. Because I get dubs. La la da 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 da. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Apex Legends video, and in today's video I am going to tell you how you can stay alive and earn loads of experience every single game. Now this video is for all the non-sweaties out there. This video is for the people that don't like to try hard every single game, that just want to go out there, have fun, but get loads of experience every time. Now I use these tips if I'm playing solo, or if I know that the lobby is going to be a little sweaty, or if I'm 1,000 points away from a new level. These tips are also great if you are struggling to get wins and you are struggling to get kills. So I thought to myself, Captain Shakes, what are you gonna do to tell your fans how to play slow and how to survive longer? Well, I'ma show you in this gameplay along with giving you some great tips. So sit back, relax, pop some popcorn, and enjoy. And let's get straight into it. Tip number 1, do not hot drop, land in the outskirts of the map. Now, like I said, this is a how to survive video, not how to get better in the game. So you want to land in the outskirts of the map. You don't want a hot drop where all the enemies are going to be, because the point of this video is for you to survive longer. If you are looking to get better, I have a great video on my channel on how to get better, but pretty much land in a hot drop zone, land in a high tier area, land where the enemies are going to be, because winning gunfights will make you a better player. But not to stray away from the point of topic here, landing in the outskirts of the map, you're only going to land with maybe 1 or 2 other squads, so not that many, and you might even have the whole area to loot yourself. And if you want to survive longer, this is a good tactic, because while you're in there looting the area to yourself, the other squads are fighting each other, so they're knocking each other out. I mean, there's times where I'm looting in an area all to myself, and by the time I'm done looting and I'm all ready to gear up, there's only half of the squads remaining. So it really is a good tactic and a good technique and a good way to play if you want to survive longer and get those experience points. But there's 2 bad things that's gonna come out of this. 1, you're not gonna become a better player when it comes to gunfights. And the second thing is, there's not enough loot to go around if you're playing a full squad of 3. But in the end, like I said, this is a video on how to survive longer. And there's 3 places that I like to go when I want to survive longer, and that is swamps, airbase, and Thunderdome. To me, those are the 3 places that I see almost no other squads go to. When I go to these 3 places, I feel like I have the whole area to myself. But if you do not like dropping in any of those 3 areas, just look at the path of where the ship is going, and then pick a spot that's so far away it's unimaginable, man. Just find that spot, go to it, and you'll have the whole area to yourself. I mean, if you're trying to survive longer, then you want to jump on the other side of the map where no one is going to be, because everybody is going to be jumping ship right from the bat. They're going to be going to their closest areas, so find a spot that's so far away that no one's going to want to go to. Now, tip number 2 is another tip that's not going to make you a better player. It's not going to make you win those gunfights. It's just going to make you survive longer, and that is, don't be too aggressive and do not engage in gunfights you are not going to win. If you see a squad either coming up or going away from you, you have 2 options. 1, you can engage, and 2, you can leave it alone and fight another day. And we're gonna go with option 2, since this is how to survive longer. Go with option 2, let them go, save them for later, or wait until they get killed by another squad. I mean, if you do get the win, it's not gonna be sexy, you won't have the high kill game, but at least you'll get the W, and at least you'll survive longer. And if you're struggling at the game, let's say you're not that good, what is the point of engaging into a gunfight if you and your squad's just going to lose anyways? And let's just say you do engage. Well, guess what? If you engage, that might let another squad or even another squad, 2 squads, let them know that they're fighting. You're fighting with them. They're going to hear the action and they're going to come for you, and it's just going to be all hell. So try not to engage in a gunfight that you're not going to win. My suggestion, if you're playing to survive the longest possible time ever, wait until you find a squad of 1 or 2 and you and your squad can tag team the crap out of them. And like I said, this video is just to get you to survive longer. If you do want to get better at this game and you want to improve, then like I said, go check out my video on how to get better in Apex Legends. It's right on my channel. You can take a look at it right in the playlist. It's a great video. I'm sure you'll find tons of tips and useful information in that video. Tip number 3, you want to have a good team. And when trying to survive longer, it doesn't necessarily have to be a team of good skilled players. It needs to be a team with good callouts, have mics, just great ping, and overall just a good communication. Now we're trying to survive longer here, so having good communication and knowing where the enemies are so you can get a general idea on what to do is just great to have. And honestly, having a good team no matter what playstyle you play is just awesome. If you get stuck with 1 or 2 randoms, they might not be trying to survive as long as possible like you are. They might be trying to go for kills and playing aggressive. So if that's the case, they're gonna die and you're gonna be left alone. You're gonna notice that in the gameplay you see in the background, me and my whole team are communicating. We got the high ground. We are on the high rise in Thunderdome, and we know where the enemies are because we are communicating. And that's the reason why we got the win. And not only did we survive longer, but we did get that dub. And that also implies to the tip that I just gave: don't be aggressive, don't engage in gunfights if you're not gonna win, because if you know where the enemies are and you're communicating with your team, you know what to do and what not to do. You know what your next mission is, you know what your next motive is. And if you and your entire squad wants to survive longer, then you already have it made. You already have your goal set. You have a strategy, now you just gotta stick with it. And having a squad that communicates is the best thing you can do. Tip number 4 when trying to survive longer is letting the enemies come to you. And this goes along with the don't be aggressive tip too. If you let the enemies come to you, they're gonna most likely panic and you can just pick up the easy win just like that. Especially if you notice in the gameplay, we had circled the entire endgame. They had to come to us. And to top it off, we had high ground too. And if you're a Star Wars fan, having high ground is a pretty darn good thing. But letting the enemies come to you means you already have a plan, which means they're gonna have to change up their playstyle just to court at you. When they have to change up their playstyle and you know where they're coming from, you already won, man. You already got this. You know what to do. Just wait it out and see who bites first. See who can survive the longest. See if the enemies will get frustrated and come rushing to you. I tell all my Call of Duty fans out there that when things get rough, when you are struggling, just play slow and let the game and the enemies come to you. And that applies here too, especially when you're trying to survive longer. Now, tip number 5 when trying to survive longer is camp the edge of the circle. And this is a pretty popular technique that all Battle Royale players do. They will literally stay at the edge of the circle, and when the circle or the ring or the storm or whatever you want to call it moves in, they will move in with the movement of the ring, if that makes any sense. Now, this works when you're trying to survive longer, but it also works when you got enemies behind you and you know where they are. You can see where they're coming from. I hear a lot of people saying they're getting shot from behind. Well, this is what you need to do to avoid from getting shot from behind. Now, if you're playing aggressive, then you don't have to worry about this because you're going to be in the middle of the circle and all the action. But if you're trying to survive longer, then use this technique and let me know in the comment section if this works out for you. Whenever I camp the edge of the circle, I I find myself noticing that there's 3 or 4 squads fighting in the middle, and I only have to worry about that one squad that's camping the edge of the circle with me. And I would rather go 1v1 squad than 1v4. Sometimes it's better chasing circle than being right smack dab in the middle of the circle. And my final tip for you on how to survive longer, and that is play for the win, do not play for kills. And you will be doing that by following all the tips that I just gave to you. Don't hot drop, land in the outskirts of the map, don't be aggressive, don't engage in gunfights, you're not going to win. Have a good team, let the enemies come to you and camp the edge of the circle. Doing these tips, implementing them in your play style will get you to survive longer, I guarantee it. You might not come out with a dub every single game, but you will get a few dubs every now and then. And like I said, this is for the players that aren't really into the game as much as I am or as much as you are, that are struggling, that are, you know, not really good, or they just don't, you know, try hard. They just don't care. They just want to have fun. If you're out there trying to level up, trying to rank up, then surviving is your best friend. You will gain so much experience just for surviving. And if you are trying to get better at the game, like I said, go check out my other videos so you can mix surviving and killing up at the same time to get even more experience. So that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. Don't forget to like the video, show your support, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure you turn on all notifications. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter 24/7. It's where I do all my alerts and giveaways. So be cool, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.